Testing, testing, testing. All righty, good afternoon. And Aggie Pride to you. North Carolina A&T is coming home, and we'll play our home opener this weekend. We play the Hampton Pirates at 7 p.m. It'll also be our conference opener in the CAA. A&T is coming off a loss at UCF last week, but this week new things are on the horizon, and here to tell us about it is our head coach, Mr. Shawn Gibbs.
Good afternoon. Obviously, this weekend was disappointing. Going down to Orlando, things didn't turn out nowhere near the way we wanted. It was an embarrassing loss. But, we played a quality opponent. I feel like I really didn't have our team prepared for the atmosphere. We weren't prepared for the speed nor the intensity of the game. So that was a learning lesson for all of us, but I can say that I do find some pride in the fact that I don't think our guys quit. They fought to the very end. We played a team that was, extremely talented and came up short. We didn't do a lot of things to help ourselves. We had some self-inflicted wounds, and we came out of the game quite beat up. But with that said, we're ready to flush that, move on. We made the corrections yesterday, and now we're focused on Hampton, our first home game, our first conference opponent, and we're looking forward to our first CAA win at A&T.
Coach, I guess one of the biggest questions are, what's the status of your quarterback? What's the health of your quarterbacks?
Well, they're beat up. We had two guys dislocate an elbow, Braxton and Champ. And Jair, our freshman quarterback, broke his collarbone. So he's done for the season. The other two, they're not, they'll be back. So yeah, we're beat up, but we got to play a game on Saturday. And we signed Nelson Lane in this signing class, and we think he can get the job done. But it's not on him. It's on the entire team. We got to rally around him and make sure that we protect him and make sure we play complementary football. So we'll be okay. It's next man up mentality. If you say that and you preach it, then when that situation comes up, you got to live in it.
Is there any idea of what sort of timeline the two quarterbacks will be on in their return to get back?
They're having MRIs, so we'll know a little bit more later on in the week. But it shouldn't be season ending.
Is that Noah Sanders still available?
Yes, Noah's still available.
How do you just mentally, how is the team dealing with that, and how do you keep them going? I mean, obviously you say next man up mentality, but to see so many guys go down, how is the state of the team?
Oh, we're good. We let y'all worry about that. We got to go play football. And so we know that whoever the quarterback is, we're going to rally behind them. Of course, we hate to see our teammates go down to any type of injury. So we hate that part of it. But as a team, it's not hard to keep these guys going. They want to win. And we're going to go out and fight no matter who our quarterback is. I might have to go play quarterback a couple snaps. It don't matter.
Realistically, do you have to change your offensive scheme now based on you have to change your offensive scheme based on the personnel available?
Absolutely not. I don't know if many people know a lot about Nelson Lane, but he's got a verified 4.3 40. So kid can run. Obviously, he can throw, or he wouldn't be here. Noah's a Division I transfer. Well, from Delaware, he's a transfer. So these guys are capable. We're not changing anything. We're going to do what we do. Of course, we're going to figure out what they do the best and cater it around them. But changing the whole nature of the offense, no, we're not going to do that.
What do you feel like you learned about the team this weekend, and how do you kind of hope to expand on that this upcoming week?
Well, I learned that I have to do a great job of understanding that as of right now, we're not familiar with what it takes to win. So I have to do a good job of getting us prepared for every situation. I can't neglect anything. So if it's going to be, we're going into a situation like a Saturday where we're going to have to deal with some crowd noise that we haven't dealt with before. As the head coach, I got to make sure that we're prepared for that. And then secondly, I know that these guys are going to go out and fight. That's what I've learned about them. They're going to fight. They're not going to quit. And that's a good sign. So we just got to stop killing ourselves, stop turning the ball over. We got to get back to doing things the way we're used to doing them. And, so this week our focus is on getting back to the basics and focusing on being better fundamentally, because a lot of our problems are fundamental issues. So this game is about blocking and tackling. So we got to make sure we know how to block and tackle. And if we can do those two things, we think we'll be fine going forward. Now, we will not play another team close to the level of talent that them guys had. I mean, they had a track team out there and some big old boys up front. So, our guys did have some success against them. So that should give us some confidence going forward.
Yeah, you had a true freshman stepping in at quarterback. What was kind of your impression?
I was so impressed. I told somebody on the sideline, I said, just look at him, because I looked out on the field. It was no fear in his eyes at all. I mean, none. He was just calm and he was composed. And, unfortunately, that's just the way things happen. He got out there and was really, hopefully he'll learn a lesson going forward. It was a sprint out. He should have got rid of the ball. And he held on to it, got sacked, got landed on top of him. And, the ground causes most of our injuries. And just in football in general, the ground causes the injuries. He drove him into the ground, landed on top of him, broke his collarbone. But he played like 40 snaps with a broken collarbone. So we got some tough kids. We got some kids that have some composure, and he's going to be a really good player in the future.
Is that just adrenaline, you think? Like, when did he realize that?
Oh, no, he knew it. He knew it. I saw it when it happened. The next play, he threw the ball, and I can see him wince. And he didn't say anything and came off to the side, and I told Dr. Fletcher to go look at him. And then, we knew it was serious.
And just for clarification, who do you believe is going to be kind of starting at quarterback this week?
Nelson Lane. With Noah will be playing some as well.
How many, on a normal situation, how many quarterbacks do you dress for football games?
Three.
Three.
Well, 4 for home games or games when we can take 4. But usually, you try to prepare 3 quarterbacks. You try to get 3 guys ready to go. A home game, you can dress everybody, but we're going to dress everybody we have, all 2 of them this week.
And I know KJ White was in street clothes on the sideline Saturday. Is he still a chance? There's a chance he might play this year?
I don't know. What I do know is I don't want to put any of our kids in a situation where they can really hurt themselves. So he's not going to play until he's ready to play physically. And if he's not ready to play physically, we're not going to sacrifice him to win a game. We're going to make sure that he's ready to go. and he's back to the old KJ. And once he gets back to that status, then we'll let him spin.
Talk to us about Hampton. Since the two teams have left the MEAC, both teams have kind of become de facto rivals. Just talk about that game and what challenges they present.
Yeah, we've played them in. This will be the third different conference that I played against Hampton in at A&T. We played them when we were in the MEAC. I was telling the CAA at the CAA conference this morning. I remember Chris Garden had a 200-yard punt return day on them up there at Hampton. And then in the Big South, we played them up there. And now we're getting to play them in the CAA. So I think it's a good rivalry. I think it's kind of new. I don't know if it's, your traditional rivalry like South Carolina State and Central and Winston-Salem State, but it's definitely building into that. And I think it's something good because you got two schools that are similar, have a similar profile, high academic schools, great cultures, some tradition-rich football programs. So I look forward to it, and especially this game because they embarrassed us last year at homecoming and put 59 on us. So we look forward to playing them. Not only do we get some payback for what they did to us last year, it's our first home game, it's a night game, and it's our first CAA game. I hate night games, but our players like them, so it's about them.
Why do you hate night games?
As a coach, because you got to wait around all day. And you got to find stuff for them to do. I'd rather get up and play at 12 and get it over with. That's what coaches prefer. I'm pretty sure most coaches don't like night games, but the players love them.
Coach, back to the basics you said in practice. What is going to be the priority? Where are you guys starting in the next practice?
Well, just making sure that we're ready and practicing simple stuff like run fits, teaching our guys when to spill, when to box it, making sure we know where to send the ball. We send it inside, send it outside, making sure that we're working on tackling fundamentals, doing all those little things that end up showing their face in the game. Because, a lot of times when you're not watching the all-22 film, you just see a long run. You might not realize that, okay, that guy was supposed to have the dive, but he had his eyes on the quarterback. So we're just going to train eyes and train them when to spill, when to box it, where to send it, where their help is, all those little things. Stuff that we've been doing, but now it's time to get serious about it and emphasize it. Because, players, it's not what you say, it's what you emphasize. So we're going to emphasize doing all those little things this weekend. Hopefully get a little bit better fundamentally because the guys will compete. We just got to stop beating ourselves.
Would you say that's the key to winning this weekend is not beating yourself and then also the little things?
Absolutely. Little things make the big things happen. So if we can not beat ourselves, not turning the ball over, make chicken, stop making tofu or whatever we're making right now, then we'll be fine against anybody. And that's how we're going to win football games. Got to be able to run the football. Got to be able to stop the run. Can't turn it over. Got to be able to create some takeaways. And we got to be sound and win the kicking game.
Were you encouraged by your running game? I know Shamik Blizzard had a big run and touchdown, and JT Smith saw his first action this year.
Yeah, encouraged. I'm pleased. I got a high standard for our running game. So, we're not there yet, but we are getting better. We're getting better up front, getting better getting a hat on the hat. Running backs are getting better, breaking tackles. So if we can get a hat on the hat, get our running backs to the second level, they can make the free hitters miss, and they can protect the football, then we'll have the running game where we want it. But I'm encouraged, and I think we're getting better each week. So, that's what it's about. We made improvements from week 1 to week 2. So now we got to make another improvement.
Coach, when you look forward to this game this weekend, what kind of emotions are going to be going through your mind knowing that this is your first time as a head coach, coaching here at home?
Well, it'll probably be something that I'll think about before the game and after the game. But on Saturday, I'm just going to be thinking about Hampton and how we can beat those guys and the tremendous challenge that we're going to have, facing them. They're number one rush offense in the CAA. They average over 250 yards on the ground. And we're one of the worst run defenses in the conference. So, we got to have these guys prepared to stop the run, which is, what we do. So that's really going to be my focus now. Probably after the game, it'll be a surreal feeling because, I ran out on that field for over a decade as an assistant, so I know what it feels like. But I'll probably be able to reflect on what it is to run out there as the head coach after the game.
You have a young quarterback, somebody was in high school this time last year. Are there certain things you try to just make them focus on as far as just like their reads? How do you simplify the game for you?
Well, I mean, for us, it's not about simplifying the game for the young quarterback. It's simplifying the game for everybody. Now, no matter who we brought in, every quarterback would be new to this system. So Nelson is the same as everybody else, and he doesn't have as much game experience. So we're just going to try to make sure that he understands his role. And the main thing for any quarterback, not just a young quarterback, is to realize you don't have to win this game. Just manage it. We don't need you to win it. We got other players. Get the ball to our playmakers in space and carry out your assignment, and we'll be fine. Nothing too complicated.
Coach, do you have any playmakers in mind that you'll be leaning on this Saturday?
Oh, Blizz right there. Wesley Graves, Jalen Hicks, JT Smith, all of them, Amante Jones. But I mean, seriously, I think we got 4 running backs that are capable of making big plays, and none of them are fun to tackle. I mean, when you see Blizz, when he comes up here, he's about 5'6", 205 pounds. He's a little ball, a muscle. It's not fun to tackle, especially when he's running like he was on Saturday. But getting the ball to our running backs, that's the easy part. But what we have to do now, especially with a young quarterback, is get him some easy throws to people like Amante Jones, get the ball to our tight ends, who we really haven't used up until this point in the passing game. Some guys that can really run and create some matchups. So we're all learning together. So we'll learn more throughout the week, figure out what we're comfortable doing, and we'll have a good plan, and we'll be ready to go on Saturday.
Anything else for Coach? Thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
Thank you, and God bless.
Forgot to announce our special guest. We have with us our punter, DJ Page, and our running back, as Coach mentioned, Shamik Blizzard. So just for our media, if you could wait for the microphone before asking a question. The folks online said they want to hear the question, so that's why we bring the microphone. But without further ado, our punter, DJ Page.
Hello, everyone. My name is DJ Page. I'm a sophomore construction management major from Tampa, Florida.
Can you describe, we talked about can you describe the atmosphere, your atmosphere of last Saturday and how, intense it was? And also, what impact did the delay have on you guys?
The atmosphere, definitely a big atmosphere, but, it's a moment I prepare for, a moment we prepare for. So I felt prepared, felt ready to go. So, yeah, it's same old punting for me, just trying to stay relaxed and cool, calm, cool, and collected.
And the weather delay?
It's tough because everyone's excited. Everyone wants to get out there. So, but, you gotta – those are factors that you have to deal with. And, it's Florida. I know how it is. There's always going to be weather, so.
What did you guys do to stay warm, stay ready for the game during the delay?
For me, just stretching. Had a massage gun just to help me, keep loose, and did some drops to keep myself ready to go.
And then how do you mentally prepare when having to take the field ready to kick?
There's a couple breathing techniques that I do. Quick little reminders. I do. We call it a snapback routine for the team. Just kind of keeping myself ready to go, but also keeping myself, focused on what I need to do to help my team the best that way I can.
Can you talk about your recruiting process and why A&T was the choice?
Yeah. So I started in high school. I was a soccer player all the way up until my junior year. Played football my junior and senior year, and really started focusing on punting my senior year. Went to a bunch of camps, had some really good punting coaches, some really good kicking coaches, went to a kicking academy and, really better myself. I chose A&T, I'm big on my major, construction management. I really take a lot of pride in that. But I also, the atmosphere here, everything here is awesome. And I feel like this is the best place to continue my football career and academic career.
Going off that, Saturday will mark the first time that you guys play at home this season. Just kind of talk about the overall excitement of playing here at home.
What's that? Can you repeat that? Sorry.
Saturday is your first home game of the season. Just kind of talk about the excitement of playing here at home.
Yeah, very excited to get back here and play. Same. Got to stay calm, cool, and collected. But it's definitely cool to get back in front of our fans and be on our field.
Yeah, and going back off what you were talking about for your high school days, why do you feel like your attention shifted to punting?
It was a big process for me, but I did both in high school, so I was a kicker and punter. But I felt like I was a better punter than I was kicker. I felt like my skills were better used as punting than I was kicking. Kind of transitioned to that.
Yeah, and why construction management?
So my dad has been in construction for a long time now. So he works for a residential home builder in Tampa, and he's pretty big on that. So kind of growing up and learning from him, I've taken a lot from that and used that.
Anything else for DJ? Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
All right, Shamik had a 44-yard run and he had a 17-yard touchdown run. Mr. Shamik Blizzard.
Good afternoon. My name is Shamik Blizzard. I'm a junior, and my major is food nutritional science, and I'm also from Chesapeake, Virginia.
So, late in the second half, you guys kind of went run heavy. What was this talk on the sideline when your quarterback's not healthy and the running backs had to kind of take over? What was that thought process?
We just went out there, tried to do the best we can for my team. Quarterback's down, so I just went out there and did what I could for my team.
Can you describe your touchdown, the 17-yard touchdown run?
So it was inside run, and I cut it back to the right and just broke 2 tackles and scored. So yeah.
So you're from the 757 area.
Yes, sir.
Were you recruited by Hampton? And then just talk about, you were on the team last year. Obviously, you guys remember that game and kind of the motivation kind of speaks for itself.
I don't think I was really recruited by Hampton. I think they were looking at me, but not really heavily recruited.
And then about playing them again?
It's going to be exciting. I know the atmosphere is going to be very alive, so yeah, I'm very excited.
What do you remember kind of thinking when both quarterbacks went down, and what was kind of the message to the team to get back on track?
We just really wanted to stay positive. We know we're going to have to fight, so yeah, that was really the message for us.
What do you feel like are going to be the keys heading into this week?
I feel like Coach Gibbs always says all the time is making chicken. Got to start the run, win the kicking game, protect the football. And I feel like that's going to be really the main things for us this week. Get prepared.
Coach Gibbs coming back, he's a guy with running backs coach and everything like that, and he's had a lot of success. Has he had a chance to speak to any of the other A&T great running backs? And if so, what have they told you now that you're one of the guys?
I actually always get a chance to speak to Maurice Smith. I actually have his number, so I'm always talking to him. He always keeping me up and motivated, so yeah.
So what are you guys saying as a team to each other? What was the message kind of after yesterday, and what are you guys kind of saying in the locker room or locker room energy going into this week as well?
Well, we know we got to stick together, no matter who's in the game. No matter circumstances. We just know we got to stick together and keep fighting no matter what.
else for Shamik? Thank you, Shamik. Appreciate it.
Thank you.